Alright. Looks like we're good. Alright, so today I think I'm going to go back to finishing off these because we plan on having the Hanging Gardens house the Shaman and Druid guilds. Last time I talked to Sean about it. So these are some areas that like need to get done. I've been playing around with the cities, streets and stuff. I'll get to that in a little bit when more people are in here. But those still need work, but in less functional spots. So I figured I probably should start focusing on some stuff that's a little bit more pressing in terms of like actually needing to be in. All right. Ooh, that is not straight. Not sure how that happened, but it's fixed now. 2, 3. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7. So that would be 8, 9. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a half. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a half. Cool. That is what I wanted. I feel like maybe this should have more of like a grand entrance too. Maybe there's like a lower patio, balcony, or I guess patio would be more. Let's see. So initially this will be very rough. I don't know if this room will actually end up being this large or if it'll be broken up into multiple smaller rooms. We'll have to play with that. Oops. If there's any more of those. Okay, looks like that's the only spot that happened. How high can these ceilings go? I'm not going to go all this way, but let's bring them down a meter. Off that wall just to get rid of the Z fighting for now. More than likely, I'll once I get around to actually doing the ziggurat, I will be cutting sections out of it so that there's not overlap, and potentially could even get a little inside of it. But we'll see. So it is a very large space, which is good, but I want to break it up, I think. Straighten this edge out. So I'm just again kind of roughly playing around with the space right now. Um, here. Well, that worked nicely. Alright. So I may end up raising the floor up just a little bit, because this... Or actually, maybe I'll lower the terrain. Keep that in mind, that I'll probably just lower the terrain a little bit. Actually, let's just do that right now. It's part of the whole terrain, so let's do it this way. Because whenever I attempt to do a marquee selection, I always end up getting random other faces included. Because Pro Builder loves me. Yep, come on. Actually, let's... Probably a little flatter than it'll end up being, but I'll play around with this later. Will... Maybe later. That was my light flickering. I thought, like, uh-oh, is there a storm coming in? But my... One of my backlights behind me, the green screen, is acting weird. Alright. How many spaces did I go? I don't know if I was initially thinking having it going both directions. I don't know if that's going to work. Because, yeah, it's going to run into that. Let's see. Good evening. And trip upended. And a trip upended. Or and trip it upended. There we go. Ah, I can read. Kind of. It's going pretty good. Welcome to the chat. Hey Zukin, how's it going? So, I'm not sure how I'm going to like this or not, because my original idea did not work once I started actually seeing it with the other structures around. So maybe... something like that. But let's... How big of a... Okay, I did a 50. Or 0.5. There we go. It goes. I'm doing a lot better than I was. I had a cold that just it wasn't the worst cold of my life, but man, did it just like sap my energy. Saturday. I think I slept like 30 some hours within a like 36-hour period. I mean, not 30. 25 hours and like 36 hours or something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it was a lot of sleep. I'm just glad I'm not nasally. I almost did. I was gonna do a makeup stream on Saturday, but I just slept and slept and slept, so that did not materialize. So I do apologize, everybody. I did promise you a makeup stream, and then I caught a cold. But I'll try to make a extra stream sometime this weekend to make up for it. I know the feeling. I had a flu and cold shot Friday and had a headache Saturday. Yeah, those are the worst. When I got my initial COVID shots, I was fine. Didn't bug me at all. Everybody else I knew, like, kicked their butt. My second one was fine. Didn't really do anything. But man, no, it gave me a little bit of a, like I woke up with night sweats. And then, man, that third one kicked my ass. So, I totally feel the shots messing with you. Don't know if this gets screwed up, so let's do this. Are you feeling better now, Zukin? From your flu shot, or is it still bugging you a little bit? I want to. I'm just gonna do it this way. Okay, by Sunday. Yeah, that's good. So about the same time frame that my recovery was on. I was just a little bit more nasal yesterday than I am now. I consider stairs there too. Was maybe still a little tired or something, but I'm good now. That's good to hear. Good to hear. All right. So this space is definitely huge right now. Let me bring up the concept for anybody who has not seen it before. Where is this concept? Oh, there it is. So, took a little. What I'm decided to go on was taking some of the elements from this and working it into the shape I already had. Just because this shape didn't give me a whole lot of space to play around with. But the outside will definitely have... I can click on it correctly. We'll definitely have these curved structures. Some of the railings that are more like this, I'll eventually get in there. And then... along the top wooden rafter, or not the rafters, a little wooden stakes. I don't know the technical term for them, but the thing, they'll be sticking out here, and they'll have like drapery kind of and sails and stuff like that hanging down. And then we'll also have some plants and stuff kind of dangling down. I'm thinking about kind of doing something like that on the interior too. Maybe the interior itself will have... I mean, this is a lot of space. Maybe it's going to have a second floor. So maybe... let's get rid of... Actually, no. Probably would have been a better idea to do this before I moved everything, but we'll do it this way. Let's see. Move this to about there. I have above, 4 below. I'll try it this way. I like the top. I like the idea of the top feeling more open. And then we will extrude this -3. Boom. Not exactly where I wanted it. All right. Extrude -2, and then I'll do it by hand from there. I'll leave it down here. Actually, no, let's just do this. I'll leave it down there for now. I kind of know what I want to do with these. So the idea is going to be that it's going to be like a reservoir up here. And then these will kind of stair step down, so kind of to here, and then there'll be a little waterfall into each level. So it'll kind of stair step down. I might play around with like how it steps. But that's essentially what I'm kind of going for. Ooh, that put a huge hole there. Hold on, let's bring that back. Let's just get rid of this one for now. Again, that'll get cleaned up later. We're focused in here right now. These are going to have a walkway around it. I think I'm going to have a way. A little ahead of myself. Let's figure out what this is before I start worrying about that. But I think I want little kind of recess areas in here. Oops, this one's gonna get blocked by the ziggurat. I hope this isn't screwing stuff up over here. Okay. That. Okay. I'm gonna have to. Do it this way? to do this to the other side too eventually, but for now, I'm just worried about this side. Well, minus, I guess, this vertical piece, but other than that, I'm more worried about this side. These horizontal, like the vertical ones there. Not necessarily what I'm focusing on at the moment. Okay, so those can go away. And let's hide the water so we can click off. What's going on? Oh, hold on. I forgot to tell to loop the soundtrack, so it went to one of Robert's other. There we go. Oops, let's put back a quarter meter snap. I'm kind of just right now making a base for where the railing can come from. Oh, it's like a hair just went in my eye. Okay. Oops, missed one spot. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Now, and all my entrances. So I got this main entrance. This is gonna be a larger area. I do kind of want to have some little, like, I'm gonna use the word pools for lack of a better word, but little, like, I guess pools of water that are shallow, that are kind of around the main walkways. That's kind of something I want to play with. I don't know if we'll get to that today, but I definitely want to have the hanging gardens playing with green and blues. Blue being more water. Okay. So we've got that. Trying to debate whether I want them to be individual floors or is it just one giant interior where you can keep seeing levels above it. It wasn't initially a thought, but now that I'm in here building it, I'm like, I also feel like that's going to be a little weird. So let's stick with this idea for now. I think it needs to be the area. Oops. Same edge. Oops. Anybody up to anything fun tonight, or just kind of relaxing after a long day of work? Okay, so I got that. Let's get these all on the same edge as well. Okay, that was lightning. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was... Oh, you guys might hear that in the background. There's a big bolt out over the lake. That is one thing I miss about living, like, right across the street from the lake. Was watching the storms roll in, especially during summer. It was really cool. That long day, just ate, chill time. Yeah, definitely. I ended up having to grab a monster after I had dinner because I was totally ready to fall asleep and chill. So I totally vibe with that energy right now. Or I did earlier, anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh. I was off by 1 from the eyeballing. There we go. I actually think I'm going to make this a little lighter. Just showing, watching and taking notes on how one aspect of the game is made. Yeah, awesome. It's definitely fun. It's also really, I mean, I learned in a similar manner. Granted, I didn't learn watching on Twitch, because Twitch wasn't a thing when I was learning how to do a lot of this stuff, but watching others is a great way. That, and for me personally, I think one of the things that helped me learn the most was breaking down other people's models and like reverse engineering, or not, maybe not necessarily actually reverse engineering, but like mentally breaking it down and reverse engineering it in my head, and then taking that knowledge and building my own stuff was a huge way I was able to wrap my mind around a lot of the processes and stuff like that. And again, if anybody ever has any questions about anything, feel free to ask. I'm more than willing to answer any questions that I can. My edge loops were all straight, but they're not. So, what was there? How far did I pull this? 1, 2, 3, 6. Yes. So 6. Oops. Helps if I delete the faces. It'll probably come back to bite me in the butt later when I inevitably decide to put some sort of trim on that. Sitting here, like, stitching this back together, and then later I'm going to be ripping this all apart, so I don't know why I'm taking the time to do that, but whatever. Alright, what is going on with this? Why doesn't that want a bridge? What is going on here? Oh, you know what? I don't think I actually... Nope, I didn't. I didn't collapse those down. Yep. That was my problem. Oops, and I forgot to give myself... That's better. Oh, shoot. That wasn't better, because I forgot to actually... Hold on. There we go. Okay. Oop, that was not what I wanted. No. There we go. I almost feel like this would be cooler if C's. Yeah, I think that's a cooler look. What other tools beside what other tools do you use to make terrain in buildings? So for this project specifically, the only thing I've been making terrain with is Pro Builder. Just based off the style that we're going for. It normally I would be using like Unity terrain or Unreal terrain or something like that for that. But besides Pro Builder, oh my gosh, if this would let me select the vertex I want, thank you. I use Maya as my primary 3D modeling software. So I'll use Maya, and then I will texture stuff in Substance Painter. Sometimes Substance Designer, but more often than not Substance Painter. Which I have used on stream before, and well, you'll probably see it again in the future. But right now, it's been more gray boxing level design type stuff as opposed to more like finalized art production. Not that the stuff that we're using won't be eventually final, but you know, like a finalized art pass where we kind of come in and make everything look pretty. So am I using Maya to make this map? Right now I'm using Pro Builder, which is a 3D application inside. It's a 3D modeling application inside of Unity. So that is, excuse me, what I've been using for most of the stuff in here. Certain things like these minarets and these buildings are just way easier to model the shapes in Maya. So like being able to, you know, model this and then just duplicated it and along like a radius. And there's some other stuff in here. Like this little kind of recess in the wall. It's just way easier to do. In Maya, where I have a lot better edge control and being able to slide and stuff like that. And then, oh yeah, it's not floating there anymore. It's floating in, or it's in here. Like the skull here that was also done in Maya. So some shapes specifically are just way easier to do. This structure was also done in Maya. It's because it needed a lot of edge sliding and stuff like that, and it's just way easier to do that kind of thing in Maya. There is some functionality for that with Pro Builder, but it's honestly, it's kind of a gamble if it's actually going to work for you or not. Like, sometimes the normal sliding will work, and then other times it just doesn't. So, some of them I'll start blocking out, like, the general shape in here, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm just going to do this in Maya because Pro Builder's giving me headaches. Let's... That was 1 meter, right? Yes, that was 1 meter. Here. I feel like I don't have space for that though, do I? No, I don't. I do a little like hanging balcony type things in here, but I'm not gonna get too crazy right away. Let's see how this is gonna work. Seal off this hole for now. This space is going to get larger. Oops. I thought I did. Yeah. Oops. Alright. So that's just gonna go that way. Alright. Edge ring. Extrude. So much for this area working perfectly for me. Hmm. Hmm. Ah. Good evening. How's it going? There we go. Works for now. That's not gonna... Hmm. Just finished up my test for class, and only 3 hours left of work, so going decent. Not bad. Hopefully your test went well. Okay, so let's push that back. This needs to obviously move up. Is 3. See how I want to play around with these. So I think I'm going to center these a little differently though. Oop, hold on. Yeah, I've got way more selected than I wanted. Ooh, I meant to fix that. Um, Hanging Gardens. What will this area be used for? So this area, unless the plans have changed, which I have not been made aware of, is going to be where they're basically going to be mirrors of each other, but the Druids Guild will be in one, and the Shamans Guild will be located in the other. So, since they're kind of a more naturey looking place, thought it'd be a good place for the Druids. We already had the Druids planned to be in this district. The initial plan actually had a lot more stuff in this district, but we kind of moved it over into other areas. So, the only thing that's going to be really in here is going to be the Hanging Gardens. And then there's going to be a little kind of like pet cemetery area over in this area. And then just kind of some greenery, and obviously there's palm trees just kind of randomly thrown in here right now. But be that. And then this is kind of the idea. The shape is different. I kind of combined the shape that I had roughed in with Goblin's kind of concept. So we'll have some kind of draping cloth, and then hanging over plants, and then on the inside kind of plants kind of hanging over these railings, and then I haven't figured out the exact floor plan, but I kind of want there to be little pools of water in here, and then visually up on top we've got, this will be a little cistern, and there'll be water, kind of running down this where it's blue, and then this will be kind of more stepped, and then each of the levels I think will have a little waterfall or multiple. This one might have 2 waterfalls, and there'll be little kind of pools that are kind of run along some of the paths and stuff like that. So kind of a way to get some water into the desert theme. Also, we're going to do some water type stuff up here when we get to the 3rd tier. So that is kind of the idea, but it'll also be, again, the home of the Druid and the Shamans. This. Give me a passage like that. All right. This over here. Yeah. But yeah, so right now I'm just kind of playing around with the interior. little bit better. There we go. No, it's not all broken. So in layman terms, the rich and powerful who live in the desert steal and divert the water from the masses to the water in their gardens. Got it. Zukin, yes, just like in real life. Yes. That is kind of what is going on. I know I've talked to Ham about potentially having like a aqueduct structure that kind of runs from one of our kind of outdoor dungeon zones, and you'd basically, granted, you can see there's a very lack of mountains over here, but you'd kind of see it kind of running through the mountains, and then it would kind of run over to a large cistern up here, and then maybe have something that kind of goes over into here. Haven't started that yet. That will be a much later thing if we get to that. But yeah, so a lot of water kind of you know, being used in this area and in the fancy gardens and stuff like that, and then, you know, maybe a couple wells and stuff over here, but not a lot of water all over the place. Trickle down hydraulics. All right. I think I can get away with using these edges for this. Oops. Hi, Sakai83. How's it going? Welcome to the chat. So tonight I'm working on an initial blockout of the interior of the Hanging Gardens, or one of the Hanging Gardens. They're gonna be mirrors of each other, so it shouldn't be too vastly different when that happens. So kind of playing around with it a little bit. I've had some ideas of stuff I wanted to do in here, so kind of playing around with it and a little bit of freestyling, slight plan, but nothing too serious. I don't know if I want that to be blocked off, honestly. I might just open this up. Let's just try, hold on. Moving this 2.5. This 2.5. We've got Hanging Gardens. Yes, we do. How much is the inspiration from ancient Babylon? Actually, I have looked at some structure, like ruins and stuff from Babylon. I'm not directly basing this off of Babylon, but it has been considered. So what I did was I initially just kind of threw in some shapes, which are very similar to what are in here now. They were closer to this originally. And then Goblin had done a quick kind of concept of it. And then I started blocking it out with the more simplistic shape, but there wasn't it kind of just left, there wasn't like a lot of room. I liked how this kind of shape played with the like I could play with like larger balconies and skinnier walkways and stuff like that. So kind of taking elements of that original shape with some of the elements from the concept. And then, yeah. So, you know, each of these will have its own little tier. I think there's going to be an entrance either right here or right here that'll get you inside this kind of, I don't know, I'll call it an aqueduct for the lack of a better term, but and then the interior of that I think will be kind of like a stairway, rampway. So maybe pop in, oops, that is somehow got messed up, but it'll eventually get deleted, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, I should probably just delete it anyways. Like that. So yeah, maybe these will pop into here, and this will kind of bring you up into here as well. Yeah, I kind of like that. So maybe give ourselves some edge loops. The reason I delete faces and then do this bridging is just because it's way easier to do it this way in Pro Builder because I can't delete edges. Which, if they ever add that functionality, I'll be super happy. But this is the fastest way I've found to kind of make things a little bit more optimized without sending edge loops all the way around my models. Or other architectural styles playing in an harbor. Oh, so to finish off your question, yeah, I had looked at, actually, hold on, let's bring up, this might take a minute to open because it's a pretty large file. Let me bring out my pure ref. I haven't opened it up on stream in a while. So, looked at a lot of stuff for this, and I've got stuff in here that is potentially for other areas when we eventually get to them. Petra, definitely leaning into this a lot. You can already see some of it. A little bit like right here, and a little bit right here. So this is going to be like remnants of an older civilization that had settled here at one point. So there's going to be some more potentially around here, and I just kind of made this mountain side. It's still got some weird texture issues, but anyways. So there's going to be like a walkway that kind of gets you along here, and then this area will have some more of those kind of Petra-esque facades kind of along here. But it's going to be kind of spilling out of the necropolis area. So that kind of Petra theme will be an older kind of necropolis area that the people that live and do business in the necropolis have kind of you know, embraced. So, you know, think like your necromancers, your shadow knights, that type of thing. So that's gonna be fun to I'm definitely looking forward to going into that. So I've done a lot of kind of image research on this. I also have there's a really really good YouTube video for Petra where a guy basically just walks around it for 6 hours, so like I can jump around and take more screenshots as I need them. But there's a lot of stuff in there. So Petra, I've looked at some obviously some crypts and stuff like that. Some Egyptian temples and stuff like that. We kind of leaned a little bit away from the Egyptian temple stuff. What else? Here's a whole bunch of stuff kind of off the sprawl. A lot of this is from like Yemen. And yeah, you're not going to get me to pronounce that correctly, but this is in Yemen. It was actually, I think they used it in in whatchamacallit, Game of Thrones. It was the city of Yunkai, I believe. So yeah, looking at that, some of these elements and stuff have been kind of brought in other areas already. And then what else have we looked at? Some of the other stuff. And then yeah, a bunch of like bazaars and stuff like that throughout the Middle East and Turkey and stuff like that. To kind of get some of the flow down and some of the shapes and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not gonna be as dense. We're still going for that EverQuest kind of minimalist negative space. So we want to bring in some of these colors and stuff like that, but we're gonna try to do it in a way that's not like modeling every single piece. So maybe a lot of textures and stuff like that. I think where else some of these were from, and I'm totally blanking on the region. But yeah, so those are some of the other areas that I'd been looking at, beyond like the Babylonians and Uruk and stuff like that as well. Very cool. Awesome. Oops. I wanted both of those. Might just open that up. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know. I think this is going to be a spot that I'll be playing around with a bit on and off. So if you guys pop back into other streams and this changes, don't be surprised. I'm not totally in love with it yet. Some others you might want to think about or check out. Let me copy those down and drop them as a text in here. Because I'm not going to remember all that off the top of my head. No, thanks for the honestly, the more reference the better. I like picking and kind of picking and choosing some of the stuff. Also, Goblin has done some concepts for us as well that are drawing on some other stuff other stuff in there. So I don't know if I like. That's not too bad. However, I do not like these just giant swaths of area. But let me finish this before I start like getting super off task. All right, so oh shoot, that was not what I wanted. Let's break those. And ooh, I have a bend in this wall. That extrude did not extrude like I wanted it to. There we go. And we will kind of clean up this edge flow before it really starts messing with me later. Oops. Where is my... Alright, that means I'm selected on something I don't want to be selected on. There we go. Alright. Oops. Come on, select the edge I want. There we go, much better. It's still not great, but whatever. It will let me do the edge loop I want to do now. Okay. What is my... Sorry, I'm trying to get a camera angle I can actually see the height here. There we go. We're not going to be able to go straight down. Let's see how steep this is. Yeah, it's going to be way too steep. How much room do I have to play with? Maybe do it this way. Oops. lower. It looks a little bit better. Ooh. Gonna get complicated until I actually play around with this structure. Oops. There we go. She needs to be there. Like so. I may make that a smaller door, to be honest, but I'm gonna leave it for now. It's still kind of early. Ooh, I don't like. I guess it's not that big of an issue. Trick for anybody who's using Pro Builder. If you have triangles and you want to cut across them, you can just, if you shift select them, it will let you cut across them. But I don't want to cut that way, so let's delete this for now. Weird. Must have just been the extrude. And I'm thinking about it extruded to get it to there, so that would make sense why that's not on the grid. Guess that's better. But yeah, if you shift select across these, it'll let you extrude through them, or not extrude through them, but cut through them, which is nice because it lets you avoid my favorite tool in Pro Builder, the cut tool. And for anybody who's new here, that was a lot of sarcasm. I do not get along with the cut tool in Pro Builder. Oops. Those moments where I wish I could just delete this edge loop. But just work it down. Oh, no, come on. There we go. Alright, so we got that, and that, let's... move this over here. Are there any rough ideas how many major cities there will be? Yes, but I do not know if that has been divulged publicly, so I will not be divulging it. But there is plans for other major cities. There's only a few that would be on the scale that Night Harbor is currently, if we decide that we want to keep doing cities at this scale. So this is kind of like a trial for us to see, like, you know, how much of an investment is it, and are we do we want to continue with that in the future, essentially. So we shall see. But there are other cities. There, and obviously there'll be other cities that are, even if we do keep the other major cities this size, there will be other cities that are not quite as large. I have to play around with this room. I don't know if this walkway is going to... Walkways too thin. Except to here. And then it kind of breaks right here. Unless... it's that door. It's really going to throw everything off. I don't know. I might get rid of that door at some point. I'll have to think about it. Okay. Space is in here. A really tiny room. Let's get rid of this. Move this over here. Just trying to get myself some more room to kind of see without having a giant plane in front of my face. Can I move this? Oops. That should work. Hey Norden, how's it going? I'm doing pretty well. Hope you are doing the same. broke that one spot. But I should be able to use the cut tool if it actually will work with me for once. So there, at least, again, this whole thing's gonna get kind of deleted and rebuilt later, but I'd like to have some of the space, or I would like to have it without having giant holes in it. Good to hear. Hey MCP, how's it going? And Veritas 336. Thank you for the follow. And apologies for butchering your name. I'm really good at doing that. Okay. Let's see what this next level will be. This next level is not quite as big. These levels are kind of like singular levels. So let's see. Kind of. Probably try to center this in the room as you come out, but part of me is a little hesitant to do that. Like, I was planning on potentially just running this straight, but that's not going to work. So I'd have to do... No. Maybe I could do something like that. This will just be a switchback type of a... Took a week off to stream and play Steam Deck. Nice. Week off sounds lovely. You're welcome, no worries. I decided today I wanted to download Unity and play around, so I figured I'd lurk and learn. Oh yeah, awesome. If you ever have any questions, just let me know. Obviously, I'll be more helpful on the art side of things than the programming side in Unity. Unreal though, I could help with blueprints. But I do not know C#. I can kind of read it. But that's about the extent of my C# programming abilities, is kind of being able to read what someone else wrote and maybe make sense of it. Maybe. I guess that's a really big maybe. So let's actually hold it. You know what? I'm sure this might not be at the right level. Oh, nice. It is. Awesome. That was good. Let's see, is this one on the same level? Sweet. So I'll have to figure out about getting up to this top level, but you're interested in the art side, I learned how to use Fuse 3D recently to do CNC tool pathing and 3D printing. Nice. That's one of the ones that I've been meaning to play around with for a while, especially since I got a 3D printer. But I still just, whenever I make anything that I want to print, I just do it in Maya. Even though there's definitely software out there that makes some of that stuff easier. A week off to veg out. Sounds relaxing. Oh, hey Beaver. Sorry, I totally missed your message there for a second. I'm always eager to learn something new. So this seems like something I may be able to do, hopefully. Awesome. Yeah, no, I totally get that. I have a gigantic pile, well, not metaphoric pile of software that I want to learn. There's always something new to throw on the pile, and never enough time to spend learning all of it, unfortunately. Actually, hold on. There we go. Are you using a second device to control your view, like a space mouse, or are you using a standard viewing controls? I'm just using a standard controls and a standard mouse. Nothing super fancy, just, you know, flying around like I'm in spectator mode. Now these rooms, again, are smaller height-wise. So I don't think I'm going to do walkways per se. Maybe I'll do still a small, like, ledge, I guess, maybe? I don't know. Let's see, where do I want these to have both? Maybe there and there? Oop. Come on, double click. There we go. Is that edge not? Nope, it's not. Like, why am I not snapped right on that edge? It's apparently this edge loop was not straight. There we go. I'm gonna delete some of these faces for a little bit because I don't want to send edge loops everywhere. And I need these edge loops anyways because these are going to eventually attach to these. Right now these are separate pieces, but I'll probably stitch them all together to help hide any seams. But that'll be something I'll do later. So, similar here. Oops. The vertex colors are getting all messed up. That's why the colors look like that, if anyone was wondering. But I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Is it really centered? I don't know if it's centered. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And or no, that's 10. So technically, that is centered. feel like I'm gonna break the space up a little more in this one. I think I like the big, wide, kind of open one on the lower, but I think up here it needs to be smaller. Again, some of this stuff is going to be kind of like, I'll come back and play around with it more as I've had a little bit more time to like digest it. But I'm just trying to get, for now, these roughed in so that we can actually have NPCs and stuff put in them. Actually, let's do it this way. I'm currently watching your newest YouTube VOD, and you told the chat to type 1, so I'm here. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I forgot about that. Back when, if everybody does press 1, we would unlock the extra VIP badges. So I think I need to get, I think I'd have to look at the achievement. I think it's 15. But welcome to the chat, Moglo. Did you ever unlock that? No. No, we did not. It was a valiant effort last time, but we did not get to 15. I think we didn't even crack 10 because my achievement thing never boosted up. So I think we probably had like 8 or 9. But I'm also really bad at all that streaming engagement stuff. Beyond just talking to you guys as you hop in the chat. Probably should do some more stuff in the rewards and stuff like Zukin has, but oh, thanks for the Prime, Moglo. I appreciate it. That's very generous. 1. Oh, we're getting some 1s. We're up to 4. If we get 6 more 1s, I don't know what the time cutoff is. It just says get 15 people chatting at the same time. Oh, we're getting closer. Hold on, let me go to my channel analytics, achievements. There we go. Nope, still the same. We're still at, it says 10 out of 10 is the best I've gotten, or 10 out of 15 is the best I've gotten. That was not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I usually don't catch any Euro live. Usually watching VODs and stuff on YouTube. Yeah, it's nice seeing occasionally people making the trek over from YouTube. It's always nice being able to kind of engage with you guys and talk and all that. Answer questions, things along those lines. I missed what the lead up was. Twitch achievements. Yeah. Moglo had hopped in and mentioned on one of the past VODs I had. I think Keith had mentioned something. We were talking with Keith and he had mentioned the VIP, and then I had mentioned that I get more VIP badges if I can get 15 people talking at the same time. So I was like, oh, put ones in the chat. If everybody, because there was like 16 people in the chat at the time. And we did not make it. And so I'd mentioned that, and then everybody started putting ones in. But I still don't think we've cracked 10, so. Because it's that or the achievement ticker in my control panel updates at the end of the stream. Honestly, I don't know. Man, this light, I'm gonna have to fix this light because it's flickering constantly, and I keep thinking there's more lightning, and it's just this light, and it's getting really aggravating. It's like little flickers in the corner of my eye every 2 seconds. It was worth a shot. Yeah, you know, valiant effort. How interspersed will the population density be in Night Harbor? Will folks of all races and alignments be pretty chill with each other, or will it be like Freeport and EQ? So the town will have, it's more of a neutral town, but there'll be areas that like for instance, again, this area is not even really roughed in, minus like the generic. I keep forgetting I have to fill that in. Anyways, this area is what we call the river bends, or the bends. This area is really just going to be like a combat area, so it's kind of like the really shady part of town. So this will be kind of a lot of shanties and shacks and stuff like that. This might not be a straight, this potentially could bend a little bit. But this area, basically anybody who goes there, is going to be getting attacked. There's also areas like we've got, like back here, there's some ruffians and stuff that'll attack people, and we are also going to be having ruins and stuff underneath the city down here, which I haven't started blocking into this version. Actually, there's some of you guys are newer, so you probably haven't even seen some of the old stuff. Let's hop back to the old one. But once I have the city, the new layout of the city kind of more finalized, because I'm still playing with it, I'll start kind of working on some of these underground ruins and sewers and stuff like that, that we're planning on having. I don't know where this character is. You have to wait for the stream to end, for the analyze stuff. You're probably right, Zukin. Oh, hold on. There's a update. I'm sure that's probably why I'm getting stuck. Okay, let's try this again. And let's turn off... Actually, no, we can leave that music going. It'll be fine. I have the sounds turned off in the game. Ooh, I probably should have let that reload the scripts before I hit play. No, we'll do it. There we go. So we'll do two things before the end of the stream. First I want to go run over and check how this new area is coming. It's a newbie area. Is it a neutral starting city? Is that a final, or is it something that'll change? So it is more of a neutral city. Hold on, where am I? I totally forgot where I put myself. Oh, I'm in one of the new buildings I made. Anyways, so let's run over there while I'm explaining this. So the city itself is going to be more than a, the intention behind the city is for it to be more than just a newbie zone. So obviously we'll have newbie areas. So if I run over here, you know, we've got our newbie yard out here. You know, there's a dungeon over here that's a low level to mid level. There's a kind of a low level cellar. Whoops, I forgot I mirrored it, so it's back up. The bugs aren't pathing like they're supposed to be, but you know, there's a little area down here with some rats and bugs and stuff that need to get their pathing fixed. But so there's a, you know, there are kind of combat zones inside here. There's gonna be high level and mid level combat zones in here as well. So instead of it just being a starting city, we want it to be more of just a city. There's gonna be, you know, areas potentially in the future that will expand into other spots. You know, here's some more combat. You know, there's a whole necropolis area with crypts and stuff like that that'll eventually happen. Oh, looks like I need to move some spell merchants and stuff around because they are definitely chilling in the world. But I think I'm gonna push this back a little bit further. This is too narrow. Maybe I'll give this a little bit more space as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep playing around with this area. I don't like this divide. I think I'm just gonna make this big and open, and then maybe have some sort of arch or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Scale wise, most of this stuff is all right. I'm just not a big fan of that. And I think some of these, instead of these being straight, there might be little kind of parts that kind of jet out, and then they'll have more like plants and stuff kind of draped over the side. And then I think I'm gonna push some of the, like maybe some nooks and stuff over to the side just to widen this out. And then this is, yeah, definitely gonna kind of go back that way. Scale in here is not too bad though. Let's go up here real quick. Yeah, this room I'll have to figure out as well. But yeah, so the idea is there might be, I haven't figured out on these thinner ones, it might run along the side, but there'll be water kind of pouring down, and then I want some water along the paths and stuff, especially down more so in this one. I want there to be like, to figure out the walkways and kind of plan them out a little bit better, but then there'll be little pools and stuff. Or at least that's what the idea is. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm not gonna be too sad about it, but I think this is a good place to kind of play with the water. But yeah, so I'll move these guys into new spots in a little bit. I guess I'll move the druids into this one, and then when this gets duplicated and moved over there, I'll put the shaman in the other one. And if Nick and Sean want to change that up, they're more than welcome to. So let's zone into Shaded Dunes. Helps if I put an S on the end of that. And love the scale. Currently watching Tomb of the Last Worm being revamped. VOD on YouTube and loving the way it's forming. Dungeon design is my favorite. Yeah, I've really enjoyed designing that dungeon specifically. That's still broken. Huh. Let me see if it's. Oh, it's a little bit better out here. I had fixed an issue that there was with the nav mesh out here, so it looks like it fixed somewhat, but there's definitely still some issue with them if they're all piled up over there. But anyways, yeah, that that zone was Ham did a write-up on kind of like a lore idea for it, with kind of some generic, like, we want an ossuary and an entrance area and a chapel and kind of like real basic, like, this is what they are, and general, like, you go this way, you get to a crossroad, and then kind of like that's it. But like in terms of layout, that's it, but like kind of more in depth of like what is going on in each of the places. So I spent like a day initially roughing it out, and then we've done multiple passes and we've decided to expand it and stuff like that. But this is for anybody who's newer, there's a time set, 7 a.m. This was a section that I had started kind of playing with some of the newer. One, I was getting some scale stuff down, and then was playing around with some of the newer stuff. Why isn't that working anymore? No, Ali must have broke the doors. I know he was working on them a while ago, so I have a feeling my doors no longer work. Anyways, so I'm gonna have to cheat this since the doors are broken. But yeah, you can kind of come in here, and then this one would have opened up, and then it opened up kind of a secret little area underneath. And the idea was we want areas like this, and actually I've kind of put in another area where in the newer one where we can hide content like underneath and inside spaces. So this was kind of like a test to kind of see how much we could stuff into a little tiny area. So I kind of made this little almost like den of thieves, like rogue, you know, smuggler little dungeon. And then it kind of expanded. It used to not go down this far. So, and I was playing around with kind of just like that old school kind of not perfect geo. And then kind of playing around with like camps, so like a little bath. And then it really would help if I turned off my speed hacks. And then this kind of went into a whole kind of almost like cultist temple thing. And then that's still kind of sketchy. And then kind of into this one-way drop. Oh yeah, I'm flying. I don't have to worry about falling. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going through this whole like dungeon area, and then kind of cut over into these ruins, because the city itself is built on kind of the ruins of an old city. So it's kind of filled in with sand. And then we're going to carry some of this idea into the new Night Harbor once I have the cities, streets, and stuff laid out. So there'll be some spots where you'll be able to see, like, the streets will be kind of boarded up over, like, the old stuff underneath. And then there'll be some encounter spaces and stuff like that underneath the city that as you're running around, you'll be able to kind of look down and see high level players, you know, pooling mobs or something like that. So yeah, this was not a fully fleshed out area. It was more of like a experiment. And then you can kind of go down into this like sewer area or up into here. And then there was like an invisible wall here, so you could like look through here. Well, our gnomes. Oh, I don't know if after the size adjustment they probably still can. Our gnomes are very good at breaking geo. I didn't think they'd be able to fit through here, and they were super tiny, and they would just run right through there. So, so we had some areas like that. But some of this stuff, it might not be the exact same layout, but a lot of these things will end up getting copied into the new city, and then I'll start kind of playing around with similar ideas, but in the new city layout. Let's see. See you guys talking a lot. Pretty much can't wait to get my character in there and get lost. Those old models are still there, or is this the old Night Harbor? I'm in Shaded Dunes. You can still get to these old models, Zukin. You just have to turn on fly mode and fly over the zone line. And then you can get back into the old Night Harbor still. There's no mobs or stuff in here anymore though. Not that there was a lot of mobs in here before. There was just that robed cultist who was not robed. But yeah, so, you know, kind of played off this. There's all sorts of little caverns and stuff. And I didn't expand this out as large as it obviously could get expanded. Because again, I was just kind of experimenting. At this time I was experimenting, do we want to do more kind of classic EverQuest where there's not a whole lot of elevation change. It's more of, it's more just kind of walls that are kind of extruded out. So that kind of feel. And then over here, I played a little bit with, you know, pushing, kind of playing with slants and a little bit with the verticality in this area, and then this area is playing with, do we want to have something with a little bit more geometry, not too much more, and then over here push the geometry just a little bit more, so it's a slightly more rounded cave. There's some funkiness going on because I didn't triangulate it, so some of these faces are going to be weirdly stretched and stuff like that. But so yeah, I was just kind of playing around with those different things. And then the only way to get out of here, if you wanted to without a port, would be to fight your way or sneak your way all the way up to here and then drop through here. And then this actually gets you back into that kind of Smuggler's Den area. So all the way back up here is kind of where I started. So you can see there's the hole that I walked through to that kind of temple-like area. So yeah, that was kind of a whole experiment. And some of this stuff will get carried over. This stuff is already over in the new Night Harbor. This was something that we had worked on that didn't work. But yeah, so that'll all eventually get kind of carried over. This stuff is going to be moved into Sage side once I start working on Sage side. So in the layout and stuff will probably change a little bit, but it'll keep the same kind of flavor and feel. And then I think picture it with more tiers and stuff behind it. Is kind of how I'm seeing it. Actually, let's close this and hop over to Night Harbor again. Very cool. One M-Pen. Welcome to chat. My brain immediately went to the Cult of Mithros. With that area under the building. Cool concept. Yeah, I really like that area. And it definitely felt culty to me too. We had some cultists in there at one point. But again, you know, expect that kind of stuff. That was just more of like an experiment. But I want to have that kind of stuff going on. So there'll be little areas that you'll see through here. You know, maybe jump down this well that's, you know, just a real placeholdery well right now, but maybe you jump down here and it'll get you into stuff, or, you know, maybe, where's the area I was just working on? Over here, kind of built up this area. So like this area down here, I need to delete the plane underneath here, but there's all this space to kind of play around with. So potentially having secret areas and stuff strewn about the entire city. And then I want to have some stuff linked up to the garrison over here, down into some of the tunnels and stuff. So those, I definitely want to play around with that stuff. It's just not quite, the city layout is not quite locked in enough for me to start cutting out all that kind of stuff just yet. And it's more of a not immediate need. You know, stuff like this where classes and stuff are going to be are probably a little bit more important right now. But beyond that, a lot of this stuff also will probably end up being player housing, so like apartments and stuff like that, or locked off buildings, you know, that potentially will eventually be either playable spaces or apartments or whatever. So the city itself has a lot going on in it, and some of it's just kind of filler at this point, in terms of, you know, here's a structure. Do we want to just eventually lock these doors and put something in there later, or do we want to add turn this into a player house? So some of that stuff will be figured out as we go as well. But for people who are not familiar, this is kind of stage, and this is super. I was playing around with this stuff months and months ago. So this is like, you can see the walls moved and stuff like that. But this area and up here is where that stuff will eventually go. And apparently there's a seam still here. I keep saying this and then I don't actually fix it. So let's fix this real quick. It won't look great, but it'll be fixed. Let's turn off the water. Turn off the water. Here we go. And let me snap these. Oh, that was right. Oop. There we go. And we'll just... I don't have my UV open. There we go. That works for now. So yeah, let me catch up on all of these chats, because I'm really bad at keeping up with chat right now. I apologize. Don't put all your chickens in one basket. Have something for other cities. Oh yeah, no, there's definitely going to be... There's other themes and stuff like that too, but there's... Again, we want the cities to be big, so we're trying to proof out whether we like them being this big or not with Night Harbor. So there'll definitely be some stuff in other cities as well. One M pen, yes, same here. Excuse me. That cavern you're going down, you need to recreate that somewhere. That is nice. Oh yeah, that definitely. Actually, Sean, when he was doing some of the initial blockouts, and I think it was in Glass Flats. In one of the zones, he actually copied it and put it in there. So it has been used in other spots. And there is some cavern stuff that will be going on in this zone, but I'm not going to reveal where that is. Actually, there's several places that there might be. But it'll probably be a different feel from exactly what that was. But yeah, no, that type of stuff is definitely going to be used, and yeah, definitely keep playing around with that. But yeah, all right, guys. So it's getting kind of late, and I got to get some stuff ready for work tomorrow. So I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. For anybody who is not familiar with what we are working on an indie MMO that is really based and inspired by kind of that old school first generation of MMOs. So think late 90s, early 2000s, EverQuest, Asheron's Call, Ultima Online, that era is really our inspiration. That excuse me, that link is to our website. You can find all sorts of information about the game. There's a frequently asked questions section. So go on there. If you do have any questions, though, feel free to ask them either in one of my streams or hop into our Discord. There's like 1,500-ish people in there now. It's grown quite a bit over the last couple weeks, so that's awesome. So hop on in there. All the developers are in there. We have all sorts of conversations beyond just our game, obviously, but MMOs in general, tabletop gaming, all sorts of stuff. So hop in there, join the conversations, ask us questions, that type of thing. If you'd like to stay up to date on the game but do not want to join the Discord, that mailing list is a great way to do that. These are other members of the team that stream, so throw them a follow if you haven't already. We also have a YouTube, which several of you already are aware of. We post all of our old VODs there. Or not old, but just all of our VODs there. So if you guys want to get caught up on past VODs, great place to do that. If you are watching on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe, comment below, click the bell, all that fun stuff. Helps us with the algorithm to just get more exposure to people that like watching stuff on old kind of classic MMOs. So appreciate that. Also, if you are watching on YouTube and you want to participate in the live chats, somewhere down in the description below should be a link to my Twitch page, Paytas the Ranger. Just sort of follow. You'll get a notification whenever I go live. Also, if you're in Discord, you can opt into notifications. So when anybody on the team goes live, you'll get a notification in Discord. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you to all of my channel subscribers. And I will catch you guys later. Oh, that was the other thing I forgot to say. My streams are generally Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So my next stream will be Wednesday. I hope to get a makeup stream in sometime this weekend. I'm not sure when. But other than that, I will catch you guys later.